So I'll start over. The time has again come for the notice of the public hearing on our FY23 budget. This was duly published in the Post Register twice, correct?
No.
Once on August 17th, 1922. I'll read that. Public notice is hereby given that the Board of County Commissioners of Bonneville County, Idaho will meet on the first day of September 2022 at 2 p.m. in the Commissioners' hearing room, the Bonneville County Courthouse at 605 North Capitol Avenue, Idaho Falls, Idaho, for the purpose of considering and fixing the final budget and for making appropriations to each office, department, service, agency, or institution and fund for the 2022-2023 fiscal year, at which time any taxpayer may appear and be heard upon any part or parts of said budget. Money to be levied includes a foregone amount not to exceed $383,000 to use for law enforcement needs. Reasonable accommodations will be provided upon request to allow persons with disabilities to attend and participate. People requiring special accommodations should contact County Human Resource Office. The following tables shall be set forth the amounts proposed to be appropriated to each office or department in the 2022 and 2023 fiscal year, together with the 2021-2022 adopted budget and the actual expenditures for salary, wages, and benefits and other expenses. These are the details that the clerk has to follow when she publishes, so it gets quite complicated. By way of information, we meet with each of the departments and the clerk during the year to put these budgets together. The clerk has been instructed to put everything in that we agreed to, at least to publish it so we can have a discussion on it, which includes the amounts we talked with each department about it, and also the provision if we want to take the foregone amount. I wasn't comfortable, we need to have a discussion and make that decision if we're going to take that, because it does require a separate resolution. And so the clerk has followed those instructions, published it here, but we can go down on this budget. This publication is not to exceed, so we can't go up. So with that being said, we will ask the clerk to go through the summary and read that for everybody.
Yeah, due to the fact that we have people online that don't have access to this handout, I will read what I've shared with you here in this room. So budget highlights for this year. The budget for fiscal year 2022 and 2023 will increase approximately $1.2 million from the original approved budget. The $1.2 million is a combination of reducing operating expenses and increasing compensation for Bonneville County employees. Inflationary costs have made it essential to address the wages of Bonneville County employees. Bonneville County values its employees and recognizes that savings and service come to the taxpayer as we retain employees through competitive wages. Expenses were cut in various parts of the budget to allow for a substantial cost of living increase. The cost of living and merit increases for existing Bonneville County employees will cost the county approximately $2.4 million. The proposed budget reflects a 5% cost of living increase, as well as funding for eligible step increases for Bonneville County employees. All of our county funds are stable for the coming year. The expected revenue from property tax, miscellaneous projected revenue, available cash balance, and I should add in there fees, will be adequate to support the proposed budget for this year. In addition, as Bonneville County continues to monitor its self-funded health insurance policy, the premium will increase by 6% for the upcoming fiscal year. The health insurance premium, including the increase for county employees, will continue to be covered and be paid at 100% by the county, as well as 70% of the insurance costs for family members. Just as an example here, the additional cost to employees for full family coverage coverage will be about $12 per paycheck and prorated according to the plan the employee chooses. Vision is included in this coverage. The county saves quite a substantial amount of money by being self-funded on its health insurance costs. Dental insurance will continue to be paid at 100% for county employees and family members by the county. Bonneville County will also continue to pay for basic life insurance on each employee in the amount of $50,000 death benefit and $50,000 for accidental ADD. Spouse and children have limited coverage on that as well. An employee assistance plan is available to all employees and is covered at 100%. And if you're not familiar with that and need more details, HR can help you with that. It is proposed to increase several of the out-of-county landfill fees. And I have attached a list for all of you who got a handout of what those fees are proposed to be. None of the mentioned fees will constitute property taxes. It is also proposed to increase the landfill fee from $68 per household per unit to $88 per household per unit. Several new positions included in the budget presented are a result of increased needs in a growing county. Offices receiving funding, if approved in this budget for new positions, include the Assessor's Office, Sheriff's Office, Prosecuting Attorneys Office, and Road and Bridge. While the overall needs of a continually growing cars increases each year, the Bonneville County levy rate for this upcoming fiscal year will decrease for residents of Bonneville County. We recognize the burdens of taxes placed on property owners of Bonneville County with the increased value of property, and do our best to support Bonneville County residents while still providing necessary services to the county. We do want to thank all the elected officials and department heads for their significant efforts to submit very reasonable and responsible budgets to the commissioners. We believe that the budget we are proposing for the 2022-2023 budget year will achieve our goal of continuing to provide the citizens of Bonneville County with the kind of excellent service to which they are accustomed on a conservative budget, as well as we work towards stronger retention of employees. We appreciate all the employees of Bonneville County for their outstanding contribution to the county and community, and compliment them for the outstanding work that they perform here.
Thank you. We concur, especially with that last statement, Justice and the commissioners. It's been an interesting year. It's been an interesting couple of years. Part of the reason we're looking at most of our focus on getting to cost of living adjustment to the inflation and the conditions we've been under. So we appreciate everybody working together and working through all of that. One thing I did forget to read was the notice of the hearing. This hearing is also a notice for increasing the fees that were mentioned here. It's proposed that there's a 2023 county proposed household fee adjustment from $68 to $88. The landfill altogether is finally getting big enough that it's we're going to have to put methane in the system up there, which is very expensive and the next step. So that with the inflation, we felt like we needed to make an adjustment. That's still well within reason. That's less than $10 a month for the average household. The other area that we felt like needed to be adjusted was for the out-of-county people, particularly the waste year, because we're getting so much volume ourselves. We either need to collect enough to offset that or encourage them to take their waste to their own county. So these are hatch pit fees, and the pickup, the current is $23, sorted proposed 28, and sorted current 138, and sorted proposed 166. Small trailer was the same proposed increase. Larger trailers $38, going to $46. 192 going to $30. sort of 308 going to 370. And then the transfer station waste is a per ton charge, and that's proposed to go from $100 per ton to $120 per ton. And so that'll be, you'll need to consider a separate motion to adopt the fees. So with that, we'll open the floor to any public comment. So we can't hear it. Speak louder. Okay. So is there any, I don't see the public here. I see a lot of department heads, and we are taking roll in those increases that we talked about in different departments. We'll make sure that we see who didn't show up. So consider that an motion. Any comment on online, on Zoom? Mark Hanson.
Appreciate the work that Penny has done on the budget, as well as the board and commissioners. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of numbers that go into this. It's a complicated process. So just want to offer you my appreciation for the work you do. It's not easy. It takes a long time. This starts. We're back in April, May. So thank you.
You're welcome, man. Good luck with your leisure time that will be coming up in a few months. And for those of you that don't know, Mark is retired and won't be running again. He's done at the end of this term, so thanks for your service. Anybody else? Questions or comments maybe first?
Well, just a comment I make. I know we asked our clerk to put an option to reserve the foregone. But as I've really thought about it, particularly as of late, I really believe that we have enough room with our reserves, with other cash coming in, to not take that foregone, to not reserve the foregone or recover the foregone. And I mean, it kind of goes along in what Penny said about we recognize the burden on taxpayers, homeowners particularly, that are seeing, a substantial increase in the burden that they see. And so whatever we can do to help that. And so I think we can still adopt the budget that's been presented to us without recovering any foregone. So that'd be my comments on that.
Mark is speechless.
Yeah,
Mark is speechless.
Mark mentioned that it's a really complicated process, and this is only my second round of budgeting with the commissioner, and it is incredible the process that it takes to put together the budget for the county the size of this one that has so many joint county projects and covers so much footprint beyond what our county boundaries actually are. And once again, I've been really impressed with the depth and breadth of knowledge and experience that Roger and Ryan, commissioners here bring to the table, bring to this process, and their understanding of how to make it all work in a way that is really done with the taxpayer in mind, the individual who has to write the check for their taxes. And that's really what the budget and all of the paperwork that goes with it and all the research comes down individual. And that's really on the forefront of business as we approach this process.
Yeah, may I add to that? This is my sixth budget, and yeah, I know. I certainly appreciate the experience that Commissioner Christensen brings to it. I mean, you all know working with him. He's just got that long experience that really keeps us focused, that keeps our whiteboard going. and keeps us on track. But, you know, like I say, this being the 6th, this was by far the most challenging for me, because we tried to find every place that we could to find all the funds that was necessary to be able to increase the positions that were needed in the different departments, and find the COLA increase that we really wanted for the employees. And so we did really work hard on it. And so I appreciate everybody that was involved. I really appreciate Ron and Chris and Clerk Manning. I mean, they just keep it so organized, you know, all of you know. I mean, they just provide all the numbers. They keep us focused and on task. And they just work so hard. So I really appreciate all them. Of course, I appreciate all the employees. You know, nothing would get done without all of you. And we really have a tremendous group of employees that are committed to Bonneville County and to give service to the residents of Bonneville County. So certainly appreciate everything you do. We were really happy to be able to find that 5% to do for a COLA. But on top of that, there's another 1.5% to 3%, right, in steps. And so when you combine that, most employees will get, it's hard to keep up with inflation this year, but I hope that it helps. And it was certainly everything that we could squeeze out of it. And then I wanted to thank all of the department heads, elected officials, many of you here today. I mean, you all are just very responsible in the budgets that you submit. And I know you all just work very hard in your own individual department or office to do everything that you can for the county. It doesn't go unrecognized. I particularly appreciate your willingness, and it was reiterated to me over and over again during the season, is that you're willing to only spend what's necessary out of your budget and to not get to the end and spend every dime. I mean, that's what causes government waste. But you'll spend what is necessary in your budget. And we're trying to make a commitment to you particularly with the new accounting that we're able to do, that we can carry that over and it'll still be of value to you the next year for one time. But please continue that practice, and because that's what really has made all of this possible. So I'm just really pleased with the budget that we were able to do down there.
It wasn't out of order. You can make it in order. The 3 commissioners, you know, I'm not allowed to applaud everybody. Accept our appreciation, seriously. Okay, with that, we'll close the public comment and open the floor for motions.
I'll go ahead and make a motion if it's all right, Commissioner Walker, for the budget. I would move that we adopt resolution number 2207. I'll go ahead and read it as we have. Whereas Idaho Code 31-811 empowers the Board of County Commissioners of each county to levy property taxes, and whereas Idaho Code 31-1605 requires the Board of County Commissioners of each county in the state of Idaho to adopt an annual budget, and whereas a public notice was published on the 17th day of August 2022, the county has met the notice and hearing requirements in Idaho Code 31-1604. And whereas Bonneville County has $4,531,817 in total reserve foregone, and intends to let that amount remain the same for budget year 2023. Accordingly, on the first day of September 2022, Bonneville County has no need to adopt a resolution in conformance with the notice and public meeting requirements in Idaho Code 63802 for this identified purpose. Therefore, be it resolved, the Board of County Commissioners of County of Bonneville, Idaho, hereby adopt the budget approved for fiscal year 2022-2023.
Yeah, before we discuss that, we may put that as a placeholder, because there's a couple things we need to do together to adopt the budget.
Okay.
I
get ahead of things.
Well, one of which is to make a decision on covering the fees. Lack of a motion, that dies for that. So does anybody have a motion to wish to cover those? Hearing none, that takes care of that, which is a resolution you read. We also need to make a motion to approve any fee increases in social revenues that will be included in this.
I would approve the increase in fees stated in the budget.
We have a second.
That.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. And the statute requires that the elected officials' salaries are adopted separately. They can't be changed anytime during the year. So, we have to be crossways with one who can't cut your salary. But we also can't give you a raise if you're doing a really good job. So we need a motion to approve the elected officials' salaries.
I make a motion to approve the elected official salaries.
On this, which is the same increase, right?
Right.
Employees, I would second that.
Yeah, that's a good point, because generally, we've always lived by the rules we set and increase the elected officials' salary the same as the employees. Whether that's good or bad. Sometimes it's not good, sometimes it's not bad. Okay, now with that motion,
Do you have to address the coroner's salary? There was a slight change to his salary.
and we did make an adjustment to commissioner's salary. This is just for information.
Yeah.
You can give us an extra. No, but the coroner has been a part-time position from the days of Vernon Rideout, who did $5,000 a year. When Commissioner Walker came in, we started working to try to work that towards more of a full-time, so time-consuming. So we did go over that percentage amount at the end. We will set his salary at $40,000 a year. But for a part-time job, which is really full-time, so. Okay. So now a motion to approve the budget.
I'll make that motion that we adopt resolution 2202, and I won't read it again.
Thanks, and I'll second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
So, well, we can sign those. Any other business? Okay. Well, thank you again, everybody. We appreciate it. I think your hard work is recognized by the community. The evidence is nobody shows up to find. So that's a good thing. So with that, we'll call this meeting adjourned, and we'll sign the documents for the clerk. And for those of you who wish to stay for the ambulance budget, we'll start on that in 5 minutes. Yes, sir.